news on Daniel Theis, kind of a tough break for him.
Yeah, so he's out indefinitely, but the indefinite timeline sounds worse than the timeline we've been given. I think it's not going to be like season derailing or anything like that. I think it's, hopefully we'll see how he progresses over the next few weeks, and then the next steps will be determined. But they think it'll be a pretty quick recovery, which is fortunate.
Brad, I guess Red Sox World Series again. I guess how inspiring is that for the other teams in the West?
It's super inspiring, and the way that it happened. I've talked multiple times about how team-oriented they were, and we pointed to Brock Holt's example in the New York series, but then you look at Jackie Bradley Jr., who's the ALCS MVP, and doesn't play till the last half inning last night. You look at Mookie Betts, who struggled all the way through, and yet was clearly like an unbelievable leader, and his smile and the way that people got great motivation from his presence. You just go down the line with all those guys, the pitchers. It's incredible, and I'm really thankful that in my time here I've gotten to watch a couple championships with my 12-year-old son, and that's hard to beat.
What about Alex Cora? Congratulations for Alex Cora.
For sure. He did an amazing job, and you could tell from the first meeting. I was lucky enough to be at the first meeting of the season. You could tell he had a special way about it, and I thought that, again, it takes a lot for everybody to sacrifice and do a little bit more for the team, and that environment is something special.
And finally, what about the extending the Celtics of the LA-Boston rivalry to baseball from basketball? What about that?
I thought the Bird Magic intro was fun. I thought that, obviously they have had a lot of success out there with their teams, and we've been fortunate to have had a lot of success out here with ours, and it's a fun thing to be a part of.
With Daniel's surgery isn't sinking.
Brad, those things are better to tear than to kind of have not tear. They're kind of tricky.
I don't want to act like I know that.
Okay.
I was told something of that ilk yesterday, but I have no idea if I could, enunciate it clearly. So I'm out. I'm going to stay on the coaching side of things. But again, they feel good about his recovery.
That's good. How's Aaron doing?
Aaron's doing great. I anticipate he'll be, today will be reviewed, and then they'll make a decision about tomorrow later today.
Is there a chance he could play tomorrow?
Yes.
What are the challenges of facing the same team in back-to-back games?
Yeah, I thought when you watch the film, you have to watch it from your lens of what you do well and their lens of they're probably watching the same clips you are. And so, like, at the end of the day, obviously they're going to be different tomorrow. They'll make some tweaks, they'll make some adjustments. These are good things to have to go through that prepare you for the latter part of the season. But, they probably played their worst game up to this point, and we probably played one of our better. So we need to be better tomorrow night, and that was our emphasis today. Is like, this is all part of the path of learning to be the best you can be. And the response tomorrow is just as critical if you had success on Saturday.
You've talked about it before, Marcus Morris being one of the most consistent guys you've had on this team so far this season. What has he been able to do, and what has that done for your team?
Well, I think two things have stood out about Marcus. He's been extremely reliable on both ends ever since he's been here, but he's playing at an even higher level right now. And then his shot distribution is really good. Like he's been really efficient in his selection and making the right plays. He's had multiple driving kicks that have been awesome. He's taken and making the right play most every time. And he's been a good leader in that regard, I think.
Brad, your thoughts on firing Tyronn Lue?
Yeah, I talked to Ty yesterday a little bit. I think I think first and foremost, you always in coaching feel for a guy that's going through that, especially a guy that's had that much success and does that good of a job. He's a great coach. I think we all get into this realizing there's an inevitable poor ending, and so it's just part of it. And so the good news for him is he'll be, I'm sure, heavily sought after, and he won't be out. He'll be only out as long as he wants to be out. So he's a heck of a coach.
What made you decide to reach out to him?
I just think you always, first and foremost, I think we all understand stressors that everybody goes through in this job, the uniqueness of it, and you know, I think he's a guy that has been excellent at his job, and his coaching career started here. And I think that's all those factors are why you want to make sure that you tell him you're thinking about him on that.
It was still super early, but was it kind of a bit of reassurance the way you guys responded that second half against OKC and then Detroit and then coming back into practice?
I think it shows that there's the potential, but I don't think you ever feel really sure. I think you just move on to what's next and hopefully you keep building on it.
What was the spark in terms of getting back into rhythm? Was there anything?
I thought we started playing together and making better decisions, and you know, not worrying about anything but making the next right play. And when your shot comes, shoot it with authority. You know, you just saw it on the first possession of the second half against Oklahoma City. From that point on, we've played with a lot more substance than we did prior to.
Were you surprised that it just kind of clicked like that in the second half? Were you surprised that it just turned on so suddenly?
Well, I mean, it was just a matter of I think there's some things that are out of your control, shots going down or not, but the way of playing is a conscious choice. And so, like, now defenses are out there, they try to make it as tough as possible, and that's part of it. You got to adjust to that and figure out where your strengths are. But I just think we had to make a choice to be better.